and we're doing this so people know that it's hopefully going to be good. And if you're listening, then you're missing the. You can stop, Ivan.
Oh,
You don't
you
have to keep
fucker.
doing it. Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
I'm gonna keep
The
going.
beginning was probably even cut off anyway because I
I don't
misjudged
give a
the little
shit.
countdown. Yeah, exactly. I can't. I have trouble with counting.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome everybody to
A
GCast.
Jew that doesn't count.
Uh-huh. This is yeah, is that possible? Well, we all have calculators for accounting. Welcome to the GCast. This is the second time we're doing this thing here. This
A very
Goo-
classy
the
thing.
Google. Yeah. I'm sorry my room is very messy right now.
I'm sorry,
I'm
my
currently house
car
sitting for somebody
not
else
as
today.
fresh as that should be either.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also sorry if Ivan cuts out on this because he is actually, he's not joking. He is sitting out in his car right now,
Mm-hmm.
which is just,
On my island turtle.
yeah, in your home and wherever the hell you live. Palmdale. That's
Palmed
where
on
you are.
my ass.
Yeah. So last week we talked about E3, and I gushed about all the things that I saw there with my beautiful baby
eyes.
blues. Uh-huh. And
Baby blues to you.
I don't know. I think they're like hazel.
Are they hazel? I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never looked into your eyes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've heard that one a lot, liar. So anyway, last week we talked about first parties, mostly at E3, like Sony,
Mostly.
Microsoft, and Nintendo. And
Mhm.
this week we are going to be talking about the third parties. So Ubisoft, Activision. Well, I didn't get to see a whole lot of Activision, but Ubisoft, EA, and Bethesda, and a couple others. A lot of them had their expensive $1 million booths. They're condos. They're not even booths. But like I said last week, I was fortunate enough to go to
Mhm.
E3, and I saw a lot of nice stuff.
Totally.
Yeah. So, is there any? I mean, Ivan, is there anybody that you? Because you got to see from this, so don't make creepy faces. Because
Okay.
then people who listen will have no idea why I'm breaking out in laughter sometimes.
Oh, come
because,
on. It's
so you're
cool,
just gonna try
man.
to make me break, which I should have experience
Break.
in that. Yeah. But is there anything that caught your eye during
That
the
caught
whole?
my eye?
Yeah.
There's plenty that caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
2 eyes, in fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm
You know, like
proud
during
of you.
EA, that first presentation, I thought it was going to be like Battlefield. And it turned out to be this thing called Garden Warfare.
So you like that? You like Garden
I
War?
video.
What's up?
I enjoyed the video.
You enjoyed the video? Oh, just the trailer?
Yeah, you
It
know,
was
like the
clever.
reveal.
It was clever because
It was
yeah.
funny. It was funny
Okay,
as
it
shit.
was funny. I'll give you that. But did you see? I mean, did you watch the EA? I was actually at the EA. That was at the Shrine Auditorium at USC. I was there
Yeah, at USC.
to watch the press conference, and yeah, I mean, like it. They showed a lot of footage, and they showed that it is actually a third person on the
Shooter
ground.
kind. It
No,
looks
it's not a
like
shooter. It's like a
tower.
tower. It's tower defense on the ground.
Yeah.
So like Trenched. I'm sorry, Iron Brigade. They changed the name of that. The Double Fine game.
Iron Brigade.
Yeah, I love tower defense games. I really, really do.
Mhm.
But I mean, when it comes to games like when it comes to like on the ground tower defense, to where you're kind of like directly helping them, I'm not sure how much I really like that. The thing that I like about tower defense is that it is so indirect that you can just kind of strategize, and I feel like it doesn't
Still
quite
make
do it for me sometimes when it's
when it's on the
mixed like
ground.
that. Yeah, because when it's on the ground, I feel like it kind of ruins the strategy element. I can't see everything, I don't
Right,
get
but it
that
makes you
over.
remember at least, It makes you, quick on your feet.
Yeah, but I mean that's a different kind of entertainment to me. That's like quick reflex, satisfying gunplay kind of, thing, but it's
Uh-huh.
not I feel like so often with those games it's like how can you ever even tell that, your flank is getting destroyed, by those, it's like you're constantly
Just
running back
look.
and forth. Yeah, but it's like these. Sometimes the maps are too. I don't know.
Sometimes
okay.
you're a dick, man.
Sometimes. So what? You're gonna buy Garden Warfare? Is that the problem here? That's like that's our debate. You're
Yeah,
buying
I'm a
Garden
fucking
Warfare and
buy it.
I'm not. Well, isn't it like a Microsoft exclusive or something?
Yeah, it is. So that's too sad. I'll never buy it.
But it's like timed. I think
What?
I think it's a timed exclusive.
Is it a time exclusive? Because it
I should
was.
know. I was there. I talked to them, but I
Oh,
forgot.
that's
It's been
fantastic.
2 weeks.
Thanks for letting me know.
We shouldn't have waited. We shouldn't have waited so long. But yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to give any game a try. I saw it. They had this.
You're not willing to give any game a try.
Why? How?
My
How
Sim
is
Brothel
that?
game? You don't give that
Okay.
shit a try, do you?
Oh, yes. I'll
No.
give you that one. I'll give you that
Exactly.
one.
Go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me while I take a swig of mine.
There's no alcohol in it. It's actually Coca-Cola.
Mhm.
Well, it's empty now. Do you think maybe we could get advertising or something like that? Now that we have video? Enjoy.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Watch it be Pepsi. So, did we do that before? That's
Yeah,
bad.
some shit.
Anyway,
And then you fucked up. You thought it was like Coke or something, and it was Pepsi.
what are you going to do?
I don't know, man. That was a little long ago.
Oh, yeah, I said the wrong slogan.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I saw Garden Warfare, but, you know, whatever. So, to continue on
You
this...
really didn't,
this
you didn't like it at all then? I don't know. I
don't
thought
know,
it
it
was
kinda
funny.
reminded
I
me-
thought it
Okay,
was cool.
it reminded me a little bit of Iron Brigade, and I like Iron Brigade,
Mhm.
but it's probably my least favorite Double Fine game. I love Double Fine, but that's the one that I love the least, I think.
Oh, okay.
Again,
Well, I mean, like I thought I enjoyed it. You know, I thought, you know, bringing these plants, you know, I thought that was
okay,
cool.
I'm actually more looking forward to like you know Plants vs Zombies 2.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Like that's just going to be on iPad and iPhone.
Well, sure. I mean,
yeah.
everybody loves fucking that shit.
Well, they also love playing that shit too, which I
Yeah.
suggest over the other thing that you
Dick.
seem to think is a good idea.
Yes.
But anyway, continuing with EA, I
Mhm.
guess we can just go straight and talk about let's do Battlefield 4 first, and we'll
What?
do.
What about FIFA and Madden and UFC and rugby?
Really? What? And rugby?
Rugby.
No, they don't.
They have rugby or some shit.
No. Do
Really?
they?
I thought
I
so.
don't know. Okay. Well, I thought. All right. Maybe. Hold on. I think 1 year they did. I remember seeing it when we worked retail, Ivan and I. But I remember seeing it one time. Like, but I'm not sure if they do that shit anymore. If they're gonna do like one more. I don't know. Am I like? Yes, it's my job to cover these games, sure. But if I don't understand all the ins and outs of NBA Live and Madden and all that shit, I mean, like, I don't know. Am I gonna get faulted? Really? It's not really that big of a. The sports games, like, I remember the 2K basketballs were good. Some of the NHLs were actually really good. Like NHL 09 was pretty damn good. But I don't
People
know.
are gonna
I was
quote you on
thinking-
that.
Sure, why not? But I'm just saying that it's fine. It's a sports game. You don't play it. You don't play.
Yeah, I
that,
do. I
you?
play FIFA all the time, and probably because I just go out and play soccer.
Stereotype. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's So skipping over that.
Oh, son of a bitch! You know what?
Battlefield.
There are
man. You don't want
millions
to talk
and
about
millions of
Battlefield.
players playing FIFA, according to those guys, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Look it up and they're like, seriously, Americans love football. Soccer, I mean, sorry. European
Soccer.
football,
No, it
yeah.
is football.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so I got a chance to play Battlefield 4, and it was essentially just
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was really just the demo that they showed on stage at the EA press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I mean, I don't feel like it looks that much better than Battlefield 3, honestly. Like,
Yeah, to me, it looks like it was like, you know what Battlefield 3 should have been.
right. Well, I mean, yeah, like it's like it's maybe a little. There's there's a little more shine, a little more
Mhm.
polish, but
Like
it's
usual.
like in terms of the textures and the details, like it didn't seem that advanced. The only thing
Mhm.
that I was impressed by that seemed a little more advanced was just the fact that you know, that building collapsed during
yeah.
an online game. Like a
Yeah.
huge skyscraper collapsed during an online game. And that's impressive. That's impressive to do
Right.
on a network. That's like really impressive to do. and I played on a multiplayer map like that. It was still
Hmm.
very standard to where it was like, like in Battlefield sometimes it's like, oh, it's just when it collapses, it's like there's that one thing that can happen in the map like once, there's other
Yeah.
multiplayer games that do that too. It's like once you destroy this, then the map changes, and it's just kind of an on-off thing. It's not like super dynamic, kind of like Bad Company 2 was, to where it's like, a bunch of things were getting destroyed. This was really just kind of that building. It's very early. It's like pre-alpha, I think, so they have plenty of time. But if they can get things like that huge, like the skyscraper to get
Constantly falling.
yeah, like just buildings and shit just getting destroyed, and have the entire landscape look crazy, fucked up at the end of it.
Right.
That's awesome. I mean, that's really awesome. So
Oh yeah,
like,
totally, dude.
but that's not what I really saw that day. I really just
Well,
kind of
yeah,
saw
like,
like
but
what looked like a Battlefield 3 map with a huge
uh-huh.
building falling, which made it impressive technically, but not visually. The details were kind of still Battlefield
Well,
3.
let me ask you, did you see that? Well, obviously, remember how they were in that parking structure, and they blew out like a column, and
Yeah,
then the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
tank went down.
yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't enjoy that? Because I actually really fucking
I really
enjoyed
did
that.
enjoy that, but the thing is that I don't. Again, it's kind of pre-alpha. I don't know how planned things like those have to be. Like, I mean, is it going to be to where just like, certain columns can get destroyed, or whatever? Again, like, yeah, when I got to that parking structure when I was playing, that thing was already, it was already destroyed.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like there's two different ways that can work. It's either a
Hmm.
built-in opportunity or it's just amazing physics. And so you could have like these built-in opportunities in the map, like the skyscraper, falling, or like if a player hits this, then the parking structure collapses. But that's different from just making like this entire map with destruction everywhere to where it's just dynamic. It might just actually be just a couple things in the map that can get destroyed if you're in
Think
that
so?
perfect situation.
I don't know, man. I hope
At the
with the
pre-alpha version,
right. I mean, I guess yeah, there's only like speculation. We could have our hopes and shit, but I really do hope like at least like if you blow up enough columns, you can take down the entire parking structure or something.
sure,
Yeah,
sure.
cause
I mean, like that would be cool. Again, I was playing a match, so it's like I didn't get to see that as much. I mean, the building falling, that was cool, but yeah, it's just basically there's the flag is on the top of the building, and once it collapses, the flag is down in the rubble.
hmm
But again, there was not a whole lot of like detail, like like the rubble just kind of looked like a
just
planned kind
rubble.
of thing of rubble. It didn't look like oh, like glass everywhere, and the just it didn't look very
You
detailed.
cut your finger and
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. You're holding a gun. It's just slight blood. Um,
Yeah, like the Doom Call of Duty Ghost, right? They model those fucking
yeah,
fingers.
they do. Yeah, I forgot about that. They
So like you
modeled.
get cuts and shit.
Exactly. I totally forgot about that. You can see the dirt in their fingernails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh great.
Did we talk
More
about
brown.
Titanfall last week?
Uh, I don't know. I don't remember last week. I think I was drunk.
Ugh, you should stop. See, you should have some some Coca-Cola without any
I
alcohol.
do. I have iced tea.
Enjoy. I still don't believe that that's not spiked. I not enjoy. Anyway, um, so yeah, I think that Titanfall is amazing. I was, obviously I might have talked about this last week, but that was absolutely phenomenal. The demo that we were shown, at
Uh huh.
EA, how I love how it started out. And stop me if this sounds repetitive, because that
Uh
means
huh.
maybe we did talk about it last week. Although,
Maybe we. I think actually we did. We talked about it. I think
okay,
how they
but
would
if we
launch
skip,
off the fucking mech, land
uh,
on the other guy, take out his
yeah,
water, and kill him.
okay, all right. Well, if we didn't talk
Yeah,
about
or
it and
how
we
you
skip
play
it,
pull. Remember, those
yeah.
dudes eject
Yeah.
pull. Taka, taka, taka.
Okay, okay. We talked about Titanfall.
I think so.
So would you like to know my surprise of the show? Probably
No.
not, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Black Flag?
Would you like to pretend like it's something
Like I
interesting?
care?
Yeah, please.
Fantasia 2000?
No. What was Fantasia 2000?
You don't remember Fantasia 2000?
No,
The
I
movie?
remember it, but like, well, wasn't it just like a remastered version?
Yes.
Okay. We can talk about Fantasia later, briefly, but
Okay. Well, what was your surprise of the show?
Mad Max.
Oh, yeah? I
Mad
actually.
Max looked good.
I, yeah, dude, when I first saw it, when I saw the review, I'm like, oh my god, what a fucking badass.
Yeah, dude, like they took us what sucks again is about, a lot of these behind closed doors things is that they don't when they take you back there, they don't let you take pictures, they don't let you take video or anything like that.
Right.
They just show it to you and you're allowed to take notes and write your article, but you can't film any of that shit.
Right.
So, what I think was really exciting about Mad Max and the thing that I was because when you go into things like Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed 4, which we'll talk about later, um, you have this sense of you know what you're going to see. But what I loved was that Mad Max was announced like that week, just a day earlier. Like yesterday, I didn't know this game existed. Today, I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
so,
my god.
Yeah, so like I loved waiting in line, just not knowing what I was gonna see, and that was the crazy thing. So anyway,
it's seeing Half-Life 3, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which was super secret. Nobody was allowed to write about it, but it was totally there. No, right. People are gonna run with that. No, but it's Avalanche Studios who did Just Cause and Just Cause 2, which were really, just like stupid fun. Like they were just games where it's like
you take a plane up, fucking jump out, parachute.
Just like physics wise, it's just it's just a playground. Yeah. And so they started showing us Mad Max, and they started talking about how you're going to be able to explore this big
Wasteland?
San Francisco. Not San Francisco, but that's what my shirt says for people who are listening. You're going to be able to explore the wasteland of the Mad Max universe, and how he's going to have all these signature items like a sawed-off shotgun, and and the way that you're going to get around the universe, kind of like your baby. The thing that you upgrade and it helps you progress through the game is the Magnum Opus. What?
Magnum Opus.
The Magnum Opus. And that is your car. And the car you can upgrade, and you can, it's got like in standard games to where you upgrade stuff, it's like you can put like a thick spoiler on it, but then it weighs it down.
Yeah, it's like throwing that gun on in Half-Life 2.
Yeah, so you have to take it to the Resistance. Totally. So it's just this thing that you can upgrade throughout, and I also have this mechanic that sits in the back of the car. His name's Chum Bucket, and he like fixes the car as you're like in car combat. So that was the one thing that they wanted to show us was car combat. And you're just driving around the landscape, and other bandits and things are trying to like run you off the road and steal shit. And the combat looked awesome. There was bandits jumping on the car, and you could just shoot them with your shot-off shotgun, and they would just fall off and die. And there was this harpoon gun that was like really, really awesome, to where you could harpoon an enemy's wheel and rip the fucking wheel off of their car and just see them spin out.
Oh man, that sounds just badass.
It was so badass, dude. It was like, it looked like a lot of fun. And the cool thing, and then every time you destroy people like that, you can go up and you can look for salvage in the wreckage, and that's the salvage is the stuff that you use to upgrade your car. And what's cool, what's extra cool about that is that, just like in a lot of open world games, there might be areas that you can't get to yet or whatever, and these areas, or these things that are preventing you from getting to these areas, are often tied to like your car upgrade. So like there might be an area that you can't get to because the gate is too thick, and you need a better battering ram that's like on your car to like bash through it. So it's like yeah, so you got to like get your more salvage to upgrade the car, to get to new areas, to get to new missions, and it's like this whole domino effect. Every great game has that. Right. And so yeah, I mean, like it seemed really, really awesome. They showed off some of the combat on foot. There was this one weapon that they were showing off called the Thunder Stick.
The
And,
thunder stick.
it was called the Thunder Stick, and he picks it up, and it's literally just like this stick. And I totally thought it was like going to be a taser or like it was
Yeah,
just like electrocute or whatever. But it was
sure,
just
like a
really
stun
funny.
gun.
He just walks up to somebody, sticks it in a guy, it like sticks into his skin, like, and then he kicks him away, and he just explodes. And like, there is no thunder involved whatsoever, but it was awesome. It was actually really, really funny.
Uh,
So yeah, but it was cool. I mean, there was a lot of different weapons and snipers and like zip lines to get around, and it looked awesome. The world looked amazing. It's post-apocalyptic, so it's got a
mhm.
lot of those, kind of Gears of War-ish browns and grays, but hopefully it'll spice it up because
Beautiful.
again, I think it's like pre-alpha. But
Yeah,
I thought it looked
sounds
pretty
badass.
badass. I thought it looked. I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, and Landon, who our former coworker, who I was there
Mhm.
with, the two of us were waiting in line for other things like Watch Dogs and stuff, and Landon said something, and I totally agree with him. Uh, Landon was like, we were staring at the uh, Mad Max sign, the where we
Mhm.
just came out of. And Landon says, you got a good formula when you're waiting in line for another game, thinking about playing that game. Like, like because after that, like after we had seen Mad Max, like we were waiting in line for other things, and while we were just looking
Uh,
around, we would just always look at the Mad Max poster and be like, I really want to play that, like because it really affected us. It was really cool. So I don't know. I mean, like I thought it was really really badass.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it
Oh
was
man,
really
I can't wait
badass.
to play it then. Cause all they
Um,
gave me was that little trailer, and that was it.
yeah, Sally.
Okay.
um, so next up, there was Assassin's Creed 4 that I saw. There really isn't much to say
Skip
about that.
right through it.
I feel really bad, honestly, because like the dude who like the guys showed it off at E3 on stage at
Mhm.
Sony's press conference, and it crashed.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I mean you don't remember that,
I
or
don't
did you
remember
see?
that at all.
Okay, so yeah, they were the
Oh
demo
wait,
crashed.
no, yeah, you're right. You're
It
right. Yeah,
froze, yeah. I'm really hoping it's not a PS4 problem, to tell you the truth, because
right.
when I was waiting in line, I think I said this last week. When I was waiting in line to play Knack last week,
Mhm.
I saw two of them crash while I was waiting in line. And I understand all the software is very early and very buggy, and I understand it can crash, but I'm just hoping that maybe it's not a PS4 thing, that maybe they
Right.
cut corners on heating or something like that. I don't know. Um,
Hopefully not, man.
yeah. So anyway, I saw Assassin's Creed 4, but what they showed us was pretty much exactly what they showed on stage, or
Yeah, just the ship
mostly of what.
battles.
Yeah, like it was pretty much like you know to like almost exactly because they even hid in the same spots as they were like what was cool about some of these demos that they showed us like when they
Mhm.
take you behind closed doors, sometimes they'll show you a completely different demo, or
Mhm.
sometimes they'll show you the same demo but they'll say like, oh, but you can do it a different way than what we showed you on stage, and so here's what you didn't see, so it's like, ooh, neat. Yeah.
Oh.
And Assassin's Creed in general always had a good way of or was always in a position to really show that off, because Assassin's Creed had missions that could be done
Right.
multiple different ways. But this was like that, this kind of turned me off a little bit because when I was watching it, he was just doing the same stuff. So I feel like is this getting a lot more linear? Like, so
Maybe they just taught all the same dudes to do the exact same moves.
yeah, maybe, but I
Like you
mean,
said, they're just
this
programmers, right?
Or, well, no, not all of them. I mean, like, it's you go in there and often, like when I saw Watch Dogs, it was the sound designer who was actually playing through it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so they're the developers.
Right.
It's whoever decides to. But the ship battles in Assassin's Creed 4 looked amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still excited to play it because I loved the naval shit, and
Oh, totally, dude.
yeah. So I
Do that
mean,
shit all
yeah.
day.
Yeah, so, but well, yeah, when I did go to see Watch Dogs at the Ubisoft booth,
Hmm.
the what was kind of cool about that one is that they spend so much money on this shit. It's insane. Every single like most of the behind closed doors things that I would see would be just like you would think just TV and there's like speakers or whatever.
Right.
And what this was at the Watch Dogs one was every single seat had headphones.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. So
Crazy. Yeah. A
we
nice little lap dance, some
yeah,
booze,
exactly. Like
cigarettes,
what the hell? Yeah. Cigarettes.
pocket
You're like
money.
heroin. So
Hmm.
yeah, like it was quite nice, and that's how I found out that the guy who was playing was a sound designer because he was like, I take this
Because he was
very
doing
seriously.
heroin.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And all sound designers do
Straight
heroin.
to the eye.
Um, so yeah, he said, I'm the sound designer, so I take this seriously,
Oh,
and so we
take
all put
serious
in
shit.
our headphones. And Watch Dogs was pretty much. It's still like it wasn't. Not a lot about it was surprising. It was just like
Hmm.
as I was watching, I was like, okay, good. Like that's kind of what I know. All right. But the thing that I thought was really cool about what they showed us on Watch Dogs was, is there a reason why I'm looking at your profile?
No. Go on.
What I
There's
thought
nothing
was
to see there.
what's
Ignore it.
up?
It'll go away.
Um, but what I thought was really cool on Watch Dogs was that they showed off this mechanic to where, and I think they should have been doing this, a long time ago with video games. They kind of mesh multiplayer and single player together, and the way that they do that is that they actually have to where you could be just playing your single player game,
Hmm.
right? And a friend of yours, if he chooses to just do this, he can just connect to your game without you knowing it.
What a
So
son of a bitch.
yeah, so he can connect to your game and connect to your world and fuck with you and like, just start hacking you and then you'll just notice like there's a player around here, like, who's like trying to fuck with me and like and he might be walking around pretending to be a civilian and there's this kind of weird cat and mouse thing of like going on a hunt to try to like find him and kill
Hmm.
him. He's trying to like grab your information. And it seemed really, really cool. Like it
Hmm.
seemed awesome. So when you play Watch Dogs, apparently you're going to be able to just, be like, oh, I'm going to connect to somebody else's game and try to hack his stuff and, get it, all for the benefits of, I'm sure, like XP or items or whatever.
Or just to
But
fuck with people.
yeah, but I mean, like, it essentially, for any other person who's just playing their game, it could just be like a side mission, essentially. You're just playing along, and all of a sudden you just see something happen, and, just as you would for, normal open world games, and you can just
Hmm.
go off and be like, I think I'm going to take care of this, and, like, go off and try to, like, you know, take care of that shit. And
Totally.
I've
Go to
always,
some guy's house, break his shins, whatever.
yeah, exactly. It's whatever you want to do. But yeah, like I've always thought that video games need to kind of mesh more,
Totally,
multiplayer
man.
and single player like that, because
Sleep with
that
the wrong
stuff's
girl's wife.
yeah, sure. Then they can go and fuck
Lesbians.
with your Watch Dogs game. That's what's gonna happen to you.
Hmm.
That's what a bad punishment. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I think that I think that's really exciting. I'd like to see more
Yeah, I'm
games do
sure.
that. Fable kind of almost did that.
Kind
Fable
of.
2, yeah, to where you could see your friends walking around, this town and
Yeah.
exactly where they were, and you could pull them into your game. But this is totally
Different.
on it.
It's a
Yeah,
lot
next
better,
level.
right? And I know
Yeah,
you'll never do it to me because I know where you live.
sure.
And I'll break your fucking shins.
Yeah, whatever you want to think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
totally.
sleep. I sleep right there.
Yeah, that's
Just to
cool.
let you know,
I'd helped you moved in,
on the TV. Yeah.
asshole.
Um.
So I know
uh,
exactly where you live.
sure.
I know where your orange tree grows from.
The last thing, or well, not necessarily. I mean, did you have a lot to talk? I mean, because there was Activision as well, which they have. What they were showing off was I didn't really get to see a lot of their stuff, but it's kind of everything that we already really know. It's like Bungie's Destiny, and then
Hmm.
Infinity Ward's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's all out there. There isn't really much to talk about for me, at least. I've talked about how Bungie slightly, I guess, kind of. I'm still really excited for Destiny, but
Hmm.
when they were talking about it conceptually, I feel like I was more excited about it than I was after I actually saw it, because they were talking about this shared experience shooter, and I was kind of thinking like, oh, like maybe that's cool. That's so it's be like kind of like Halo co-op only on like a grand scale. But then when I kind of saw it, it was like, oh, it's sort of just
Like
like
that.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just
Yeah, it's what it seemed like.
yeah. So it's like it doesn't look as revolutionary as I was hoping. But there's a lot of stuff I think we still don't know about it because they had like a public event happen in the middle of the demo, and more players connected, and there was a huge fight, and I mean,
Loot.
yeah, and they were talking about how you know with the smartphones and all the this shit, how you can
Yeah, but
connect.
everybody wants, they want to do like the smart glass, fucking
Yeah,
smartphones
but
and
I mean,
shit
like,
all the time.
well, yeah, and usually it is gimmicky, but I feel like, I don't know if done effectively, if this is really Bungie's idea and they want to do this effectively, maybe they could figure out cool ways to maybe, because they were talking about, again, this is something that excited me when they were talking about it
Right.
originally. They were talking about how they wanted it to be a persistent world, how it never stops, and the events of the world never stops when you start playing, which sounds amazingly addicting and cool. And if they
Right.
actually have something compelling to do on the smartphone when I'm like on the go,
Mm-hmm.
I mean that could
Totally.
be cool. And everybody else who's talking about smart glass shit is like customize your character on the go. It's like whatever, But if they actually put in something cool to complement this persistent world with these warring factions that never stops, like I that could be awesome.
I
Um,
guess, what else could be pretty awesome was the Battlefield 4 smart glass shit. Where you can,
oh,
you can be the commander or whatever.
yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that is actually kind of cool too. That honestly, again, not usually a fan of that whole horizontal kind of expansion of gaming, the whole iPad and
Hmm.
whatever. But there's been a couple cool ideas, and I think that is one of them. Yeah, because there's always been commanders in Battlefield, and it seems like it is a good fit for that job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, like you said, on the go, just connect to a random, server or whatever. Be
yeah.
like, oh, someone wants support? Fuck you, just send
Can
out
there
some
be?
artillery.
I wonder if there can be more than one commander at a time, though. I mean, for a match, or if it's just a one commander. But I
I'm
mean,
sure it's just, random people that connect, or if you have like a dedicated person, then I guess.
it would seem like a huge advantage if one team like doesn't have a commander. I wonder if the match would
Yeah.
even start without a commander, because the commander has all these benefits, like when they get the overview of the battlefield, and they can tap different places to actually send missiles to different locations, and it looked powerful too. Like the
Yeah.
missiles like destroyed a few tanks. And yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a lot more than just assigning objectives. Like they actually
Right.
have like a very critical job to do, like to destroy shit and get stuff out of the way. So
I'm sure they balance it. Hopefully, I don't know. I
yeah,
mean, like,
hopefully, like what do you
hopefully,
mean?
they have like, you're not just constantly fucking clicking the entire map and sending missiles
Yeah, we're
everywhere.
just tapping over and over again.
Tactical
Yeah,
nuke, tactical nuke, tactical nuke, tactical
yeah,
nuke, tactical nuke.
apocalypse for everybody. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
well, hopefully not.
Hopefully it's like
Yeah,
some meter or maybe like some sort of kill streak or
what's
some
up?
shit.
You sounded
I'm just saying,
robotic.
your fucking mother.
I heard something about your mother.
Yeah, totally. No, I'm just saying, like, hopefully, it's like a kill streak or something that fills up.
You sound like Portal. You
You
sound like
sound like
GLaDOS.
Portal.
Yeah. Um, yeah, but in terms of other things for Activision,
Hmm.
there was also like
Totally.
there was also whatchamacallit, Call of Duty, which is like that stuff we kind of already know.
Yeah,
Um,
doggy. What is that? Breaching dog or whatever.
yeah, yeah, there's a dog breach that you can do to where, in the old Call of Duties you could breach and you would put a charge on the door and then you would just go in and shoot. And then there's a dog breach to where there's like a window there where the dog can go in and then lure them out and then you shoot them. So it's just slightly different.
Yeah, and the dog fucking, bust one guy through a solid
Yeah.
oak, door.
Yeah, because
It should take like a giant to break, but somehow he does it.
yeah, because it's badass. The dog's name
Yeah,
is
totally.
Riley, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think they
Oh, that's
named it.
fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, come on, what? What's the matter with that? It's all
I want to
motion
name my own
capture.
dog.
Nah, whatever.
I'll call
No,
him
but this is like a
Wolf.
story. Like it's like
Yeah,
it's
no, I
supposed to
know
be
the
like a
story.
drama.
Drama,
They got the guy
suspense,
who
action.
wrote Crash to write it.
Yeah, that
Um,
dude.
yeah. So anyway, the last thing that I saw at E3 was the Bethesda stuff. And the
Okay.
Bethesda stuff, they wouldn't show that to anybody who wasn't press. So I was very fortunate to actually
Ooh,
get to see that. I saw their last showing on the last day. It was like on Thursday at E3,
I
and
see.
Cliff Blazinski was actually in my group as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and
Did you be like, can I give you a handy, Jay?
yeah, I touched him.
Oh my
So
God!
yeah, it's crazy.
I
And
also
I'll
heard
never
that
wash this
Reggie.
this
I
arm.
also heard that Reggie let you in onto the escalator first. I want to
Reggie
fuck you
from
right now.
Nintendo. Yeah, I was going on the escalator. He told me to go ahead, which
Oh my
was
God!
an
I
honor.
bet you creamed your pants.
Yes, I did. I just I was like, "Thank you, sir," and just yeah.
Sploosh.
So I went to go see this, and I think it's kind of funny because one of the things that Bethesda was showing off was Evil Within. It was called, or The Evil Within, and
Mhm.
that's actually a game that's made by the same guy who did Resident Evil 4. Which was a big inspiration
Oh
for Cliff
yeah, that's
Bleszinski.
right.
He loved Resident Evil 4, and he put a lot of that into Gears of War. So it was just kind of funny because I saw him. He was in my group to see it, and I saw him, and he looked pretty damn happy to see it
Yeah.
because he eats that shit all up. But uh, yeah, it looked pretty cool though. Evil Within. I mean, it was again, it's the same guy who did Resident Evil, and it was kind of there's this whole mystery to it. Like, there was this
Mhm.
detective kind of walking around town. It seemed very slow
It's a
paced. Is that
British
close?
cop.
Yeah, that close third person kind of angle that you had on Resident Evil 4. And it's hard to even talk about it because like the entire demo, you don't really know what's going on. It's like you just get these bits of,
Yeah.
like dead people and weird things happening. You see on a security cam, like people dying, and there's like this very speedy, weird demon thing on the cam, and as soon as it looks at the camera, it like just cuts out, and it's like everything's mystery, and yeah, but
Totally.
it looked pretty
It's just
damn
like being a
cool.
real cop, right?
Yeah, you get knocked out at one point, and then you wake up tied upside down, and there's a bunch of other people tied upside down as well, but they're all mainly dead, and you're
Like
like
in Tomb
bleeding.
Raider.
Yeah, and you're actually, yeah, exactly, like in
Yeah,
Tomb
I
Raider,
know.
but
I'm just
and then
just
you're
saying.
but in you're bleeding, and you have to like cut
Like in
yourself
Tomb
down, and
Raider.
like yeah, exactly. Like you're just gonna say that for everything now, like
Sure.
in Tomb Raider, yeah. So Watch Dogs, like in Tomb Raider.
Like in Tomb Raider.
You know
Whatever,
how
man.
you hack the city. And then the other thing that Bethesda showed was Wolfenstein,
Like
which
in Tomb Raider.
was which was yeah, exactly, which like in Tomb Raider, Nazi space zombies. Um, so yeah, I mean it was actually better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like I thought because the other I loved some of the old Wolfensteins, but it's kind of gone a little, eh.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect much out of this, but it was actually pretty clever. At first, it kind of just looked like a standard, and mechanics wise, it just looks like a standard, first person
Shooter.
shooter. Yeah,
Yeah.
it had like the whole iron sights,
Mhm.
Call of Duty esque mechanics to it, but it had some other cool things too. Like you could get guns that would help you get into new areas. So like you'd have a gun that can cut through a chain link fence, and then
Oh, cool.
yeah. So and it was actually just like you can cut through. You just cut the circle and then push it out. It wasn't an animation. You actually can control it. Um, and there was another thing too, to where it's like how video games crates are a big thing. Like you destroy
Mhm.
crates and you get goodies. And there are some
Yeah.
steel crates that can only be punctured with a certain weapon. So there was actually more layers, and there was more of a dynamic than just a normal shooter. And the dialogue was amazingly bad. which I
Yeah,
actually really appreciated. One of
it's
my
fantastic.
favorite lines of E3 was he says, "I'm coming for you, you Nazi." No, you Nazi fucking spaceman. That's what he says. I'm coming for you, you Nazi fucking spaceman. So I enjoyed that
Man,
quite a lot.
I'm sure
So
you fucking Jew.
so that's mean. I just saw the movie 42 today, and yeah,
Smoke that shit.
and I can't believe this is still happening. No, so yeah, I
Fuck's
mean that's
42.
you racist.
What?
So that's pretty much. I mean, that's unless there's anything else that you can think of. I mean, that's pretty much what I saw at E3, third party wise.
I saw Man of Steel weekend.
Yeah, that's a movie.
So you said something I can think of. That's news to you, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. How was it?
It was pretty good, actually. Probably not as fantastic as I thought it would be, but it's pretty good.
I feel like Superman is
I
unable to
actually
make a good
enjoyed
movie
more.
anymore. But
I
anyway,
don't know, man. I actually enjoyed more of Clark Kent than Superman again.
all right. Well, anyway, I think this is where we'll end it. End it on Superman. Disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Superman's balls.
yeah. Thanks very much for watching. Anybody who was actually watching live.
Nobody.
We're going to. No, I think there was one person, but they're gone now.
One
Because
person.
you know
That's
why? Because
probably me, man.
you started talking about Superman. That's
No,
what
you started
happens.
talking about those
They're
Nazi
like, I
spacemen.
don't want to know about Superman. I just want to know about games and look into this gorgeous Jew's
Well, it
eyes.
made a Man of Steel game.
Yeah. Wait, did they?
Dude, I'm sure they did.
Are
I
you
don't even doubt
sure?
it anymore.
Because I was under the impression that nobody wanted to touch another Superman game since the N64.
No, are you kidding me? There have been plenty. There have been
In, in,
Superman Returns.
Injustice is the closest thing to redemption that Superman can get in gaming.
I
Injustice,
guess.
Gods Among Us. All right, well, thanks very much for listening, and we will be posting this on our
You're
YouTube
our only
channel.
support.
Yeah, Dr. G-Man 13 is our YouTube channel.
Really?
And yeah,
13?
follow.
There's been that many. There have been that
Yeah,
many Dr. G's.
Dr. G-Man was taken, so I don't know.
Fucking bitches.
Yeah, no, seriously. Don't they understand we're more important than, I don't know, whatever the hell it is? Watch,
Hey,
I'll feel
asshole.
like a dick now. Like the Dr. G-Man like actual channel is probably like for charity to like
I'm
save
sure.
kids in Africa, and we're like, yeah, fuck those
Fuck
guys.
those assholes.
And
Games are
dicks.
more.
Yeah. So like us on Facebook.
Not even Dr.
And
G-Man 1?
no, that was taken.
Oh my god, those
Yeah,
fucking assholes
different
giving
charity.
money away.
Yeah, exactly. Like us on Facebook, like us on Twitter at Dr. G-Man1. That we
Hate
got the
mail to
one.
me?
Yeah, and yeah, and we'll post this on our YouTube channel and turn it into audio as well. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.